what was the reason why you pulled guard?
No, I was pulled. The game was, I know I'm better than him in Jiu-Jitsu. Like, it was no threat for me in Jiu-Jitsu. The only thing, like, he looked more dominant in the fight is because of the takedowns.
That's before I became the famous commissioner that changed his win to a
the
no
only
contest.
Arab fighter to lose a win because of him.
Eventually, what Desert Force did to the scene till now, we have not had one single name that became a star or superstar that did not come to Desert Force. Think about it.
We don't have even a big scene for the amateurs. I mean, you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
How can you get to the big promotions if you don't start with amateur fights?
Speaking of UAE Warriors, maybe the strangest ever ending to a fight is when Mark Goddard was the referee and there was one fighter who won the fight and Mark Goddard declared the fight that, okay, red won, okay, you won, let him go. No, okay, red won, okay? And this guy was the easiest fight. He stands up and starts fighting with the ref who just declared you as the winner, and then you end up saying, like, you know, so Mark Goddard said, okay, yeah, disqualified, he wins. And the guy was
on the floor.
okay.
Sleeping.
And in the red corner, representing Syria with 93 kilos, the light heavyweight champion of UAE Warriors, Mr. Tarek Suleiman.
He wishes he was 93
And in the blue
kilos.
corner. No, hold on, he has to be blue because you started with him. But he has more.
You messed up the whole intro, bro, man.
No, dude, you have to be red. You have more fight than him. That's what I'm saying. So he is blue. You start with blue.
Great announcement.
And in the blue corner, hailing all the way from Morocco, the one, the only, the Moroccan sensation, has been known to be called the Jack Chan of the Middle East, has been called the double timer, the new Judas friend, the man,
The kiss on the cheek.
the man all the way
The
from
photo bomber.
Morocco.
The photo bomber.
You don't know if I identify as a man. It's 2023.
Yeah, but you always identify as a Moroccan. No matter what the other thing is, the Moroccan will always stay the
Mr.
same, right?
Couscous himself.
Tajin.
Well lit, Siraj Mounir.
Taxi أحمر. Taxi أحمر.
Tarek, that's a microphone, not a gum shield, bro. Bring it down a little bit, bro. Like, what's that?
Poxy.
Bro, I still can't get over that. Till now, just remembering gum shield. Standing in UAE Warriors, bro. And I see him with his headphones on. I'm like, what's going on? And then he goes like this.
The mouthpiece.
He goes like this.
Who's the mouthpiece?
And I'm standing there. I don't understand a word he's saying. Yeah?
He's going to be pushed to be something. So
And-
he said, get the mouthpiece.
And then he runs to me and he goes, the mouthpiece. Like I was supposed to know exactly what he was
It's on
talking
the floor
about.
next to your foot.
Just a random mouthpiece got thrown out of the ring. He goes, pick it up. I said, you pick it up.
Question, Thabit didn't know the answer to this. In competition, Jiu-Jitsu, are you allowed to wear a cup?
No, of course no.
Right?
It's illegal.
It's illegal.
Tarek, it hasn't started yet, you know.
Yes.
Not yet.
No, but let's get the mic a little bit lower, seriously, though.
Why?
Because it's very intimate the way that you've got it going.
It's illegal, right?
It's illegal.
That's why I told Thabit, I don't know, I never used them. I used to use them, but it gave me a fair advantage by
And
pulling.
that's the reason why they stopped it.
Because they pushed it.
That's the
But
reason.
I'm afraid for my goodies.
Then
also
you
then-
squeeze your legs harder.
You're not getting kneed, you're not getting kicked. You know.
No, when you pull guard, they always land on my...
No, oh my God.
Hit them with it.
Yes.
I don't know when to start this episode or how to start the episode, or just leave it as if we've been going for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, a lot of stuff has happened this week.
Can you not
And last
turn
week.
it around?
So
You cannot
let's
look at
start
ourselves?
recording.
No, we don't
so
wanna
we
look at
don't
this
waste
guy.
the talk and talk
I
about
think he
it.
started recording already.
No, we started recording about 15 minutes ago. All that stuff's going in, bro. All of it.
With him telling
Yeah,
me...
yeah. Him coming in.
Hit him with your balls, hit him with your balls.
Hit them with your balls. All that stuff.
And I'm like,
That was one of the greatest advice from someone's corner. It was GSP's corner. He pulled his groin and he went, started
this?
complaining. Like he pulled it like as in
okay. He
almost
didn't pull that opponent's
not
groin.
like
Okay.
pulling it, you know? And then he started complaining during the break and his coach was like, I don't care, hit him with it.
Hit him with your balls.
Hit him with your groin. And that was the greatest advice. He shut up straight away.
Yes.
It makes sense.
I love
Dude, no. The best advice ever. So we'll start off in order. So we'll talk about ADXC, your fight against Vettori. Before we get into that, since we're talking about that, the funniest shit happened. So I'm sitting here right next to the cage. I have Chris Fade here, Volkanovski there. So during the fight, we're like, let's go T, we're just giving him. Last round, Chris Fade gets up, goes right to the cage and starts giving him advice, yeah? And he said, do this, do that, do that. And then Chris comes down and he sits next to me and I'm like, Chris, how do you think that looks, bro? You got Volkanovski, his friend, sitting there saying nothing, and Chris Fade is giving you jiu-jitsu advice on the thing. And then he's like, oh yeah, bro, you're right, bro, you're right. We started laughing for ages about that. That was a good night.
I've been training him for a while.
So he was just giving you back the feedback.
Yeah, he can throw in 1-2.
1-2.
Well, we can go in sequence because this was a long weekend.
Yeah,
You can
ADXC was first.
No, you can talk Warriors because Al Qaisi and Nawaz Abzak were there. Then you can do the ADXC. Then we finish with UFC.
I didn't watch.
Sorry?
I didn't watch UAE Warriors.
Me neither.
Nobody watched it.
I kind of
did,
did, but I didn't.
No, just about
I
because
went for 10 minutes. Just I
was there, yeah.
Went 10 minutes, said hello, shook hands.
Yeah, so it could be you talk more about Warriors, he talks more about DXC, he talks more about UFC, and then we all shoot at each other. You know?
Yeah, no, I don't want
And
to
you
talk. We're not going to start like this. So let's talk about ADXC. Originally, Belal Muhammad was going to be your opponent.
Yes.
Are we starting?
And then, bro, we started about an hour ago now.
No, seriously.
Oh, wallah.
We keep asking. You said we're not recording, but
No,
we were
seriously,
recording.
No,
Sorry,
seriously,
stop.
we
That's why
started
our
recording when you and
intimate
Anas were
with
going.
I was like,
That's when the episode started. No,
I
seriously.
No, let's start. Hi, how are you? Say Goose is doing
Okay.
something. Come on.
how are you?
Start it.
Bro,
Intro.
Tarek, tell your boy, man.
I'm very good, thank you. Yalla, let's
Yeah,
go, let's go.
so what happened? How come it changed with from
Of course.
from Belal?
So Belal was
Yeah, Anas, bro. Oh, okay. I thought you pissed in the bottle on the way in the car. That's what you brought it with you. But yeah, right.
rehydrate, piss.
Yeah,
Zia.
yeah, bro.
I will never tell my
We'll
story.
take some pictures, bro. We have a video camera recording.
I will never
Yeah,
tell
dude,
my
you're
story.
never gonna give it to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1, 2,
Every now
1,
and then.
2. Yeah.
No, like every now and
1,
then.
2. It's my cue.
Zia,
My cue.
episode started a long time ago. Don't listen to this guy, bro. Please,
To start.
bro. We started a long time ago.
No, seriously, start.
So let's continue that
So
conversation.
we are. The question was, I was supposed to face
Belal.
face off with Belal. Changed because Belal was pulled by the UFC to be supposedly fighting Usman. There's a lot of changes happened in the past week. So when they pulled Belal, he was supposed to be facing Usman or be the backup fight for the
December.
Leon and Colby, yeah. But so like they were weighing the money wise. Like he said, why would I fight Usman if I'm not getting paid champion money? I already beat everyone. So then Usman jumped on the fight week with the UFC. Then Belal pushed back to be in backup fight. Then I think it was like all over the place. Then I originally wanted to fight Vettori because we are in the same.
That was your
weight
first
class.
choice?
Yeah, before Belal.
Okay.
In the same weight class, I wanted to fight big names. So Vettori was one of them. So like now I'm moving to the second big name. So we'll see.
No, you said that like you know who the second big name is.
Yes.
Exclusive. Pew, 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 pew.
No. I'll keep it secret.
Okay, how did you feel on the event? This goes to everyone actually. Let's go from the viewing perspective first.
I was the
Yeah, viewing perspective first, bro.
Oh, okay. Viewer perspective. But I was like from the inside.
Look, production-wise, was probably the best I've seen in a long
Yeah.
time, if not the best. You can tell that they went out of their way to do really nice production. People didn't know how to act or react for the fights because the MMA vibe has more of a shouting, yelling and stuff. This vibe was more jiu-jitsu vibe, even though they're screaming of jiu, but everyone, because it was done in a late, like 8 o'clock night time.
Yeah.
So people didn't know how to react. Should we shout and yell? So the place was quiet. And literally, Ammar's voice as a commentator in Arabic was louder than anyone else in the whole arena.
Apart from
It
two fights.
always is.
Apart from two
apart from
fights.
two fights.
Two fights, which is Silwadi and Tarek, and in
Crowd,
Yeah,
right.
but I'll tell you something. Tarek, and I'm not saying this in front of your face. Everyone knows what I said behind
You're
your
not
back.
saying this in front of his face?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
I'm
confused.
saying it behind his back. So turn around.
Everything.
He was the reason the place was full, and when he actually finished his fight,
Everyone,
left.
they're walking away, like a football match. You know, when the football match and your team is losing, you're just like, I'm going.
including the big wigs. So
Yeah.
because they were all outside.
Yeah.
You know, when we left, they were all outside. And I'll tell you what, I think if they do ADXC 2, you should be there because I think you're the crowd draw, don't you think? I mean,
Like, and I did a lot of work for them. Like,
A lot of
I
promoting.
There was a
enjoyed
lot of
it.
promoting.
Yeah, a lot of promoting, a lot of filming. I did tons of interview. I don't remember. I was just getting pulled. And at what point they just start saying, just say the same stuff as different mics.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It's like as close as it gets to the biggest leagues that are out there. There was big names, so like being involved with these big names and like shine more than them was like a lot. Like I love everything about the fight week, and it was more like it was as close as it gets to MMA, but I didn't have the rush of the MMA. You know, like
Yeah,
when
that-
you are very scared and
I think that's the problem as well for people who, with these kind of events, if you like jiu-jitsu, then it's going to be the thing for you. But for those kind of people who are kind of crossover, who like MMA and then went to that event, with MMA, even if it's if you're on the ground for a while, you're waiting and expecting for him to get up
Stand
and it
up,
goes back
yeah.
to the fighting, right?
Yeah.
But in this one, it's not ever going to do that.
I went car shopping this week, and I'll tell you, there's the intro model, there's the full option, and there's the middle one. I think IDXC was the middle one, honestly, because the full option would be MMA because you have the striking and the grappling. The Jiu-Jitsu tournament would be the
we were
introduction.
striking each other. We were
You know,
slapping each other.
If I went swimming, right, then ADXC would be front crawl and
Okay.
MMA would be butterfly.
You don't
Yeah,
think,
so
you
if
don't
I-
think MMA would have been freestyle?
But that is front crawl.
That is front
He's
crawl.
American, so he just says all the
Oh,
words
okay.
wrong.
Oh,
Okay, I
sorry.
get what we're doing
Sorry.
here. So
Yeah, hold on.
basically,
But
if I go to
if
the
a
beach
tree
and I'm
falls-
tanning, then the UFC is, you know, that orange tanning lotion, the one that the Lebanese one.
carrot one.
Yeah, that one. And then ADXC would be the one that you get from the pharmacy, right? So it's like, I get
Yeah,
what you're
I
doing.
You know, if we're talking steaks, prime rib would be MMA.
Honestly, like it was as close as it gets to like my fight. At least it was like a lot of scrambles. We were using the cage, getting takedown. MMA.
What would you
style.
change about it?
That's
My
what I want
fight?
to ask.
Yes, not your fight. No, winning would be a good. No, I'm talking about. Sorry, I know. I like the format.
For me, I have one question. What was going through your mind when you first started? What was the reason why you pulled guard?
No, I was pulled. The game was. I know I'm better than him in jiu-jitsu. Like it was no threat for me in jiu-jitsu. The only thing like he looked more dominant in the fight is because of the takedowns. So like the first one I was initially is pull guard, let him pass because I want him to settle into my side control and start attacking from there. I have attacks from bottom side control.
What was your score to the fight? You yourself.
I still think I got 3 rounds.
Which
two,
rounds? First.
First 2 and the last one.
What was your score for the card? Honestly, not because he's
For me, honestly, like it was a very entertaining fight. It was the most
course.
entertaining fight for me on the night. But I would have given it to Vittori.
What's the score?
Oh, I don't remember the rounds because I was just screaming the whole time.
But like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is
What would you
like
do?
my understanding for the rules was a little bit off because when I was
He's
in
like,
the-
I was doing Syrian rules, bro. It's different.
no, when I was in the rules meeting and I spoke to Mark, he said like the priority goes to the submission. So I said if I got taken down but I was attacking, he said the submission wins.
Maybe
I
you forgot
think
to tell the judges.
one of the
So
things
in
that
my mind was like every time he goes for a takedown, in my mind I was like, okay, let
You're gonna
him take
attack
me
him,
down.
yeah.
I will work for the submission. That's why I wasn't defending too much.
I think you got to be
Plus, I
careful with that
didn't-
as well when it comes to not MMA, and that is that optically, if your back's on the cage, even if he's not doing much, but he's pushing you onto the cage and pressuring you, optically that's going to look like he's doing more. Do you know what I mean? And I think that was one of the key points of why you lost the fight.
I scored it.
I mean, Chris Fade was saying it. Optics, bro.
First 2 rounds were for you. The last 3 were for him. But the reason I'm asking you this because I had I did Rio Drive with him. Rio Drive is my show. Rio Drive with Marvin Vittori 2 days ago, day before yesterday, and I asked him how did he score it. He scored it 4-1. He gave himself the first round. Of course, he gave himself like everyone else, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And he said second round. Even I can claim it was the closest. It was the closest one. Was
look at Tarek's face. He's
like, so he gave himself 4-1. I don't think it's 4-1. I think it's 2-3. You know, the 5th one was the one that could have been either way. But look. I told you this before the fight, and I think everyone here agrees with me. Win, lose, or draw, you gained more in that fight than he did.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to win. Yes, of course.
Yeah, but like, I especially like I know myself. I know I have more skills on the ground than he does. I was talking to Mark and I said if I pulled guard the whole rounds, I would have looked more dominant with my submission attacks. So I just removed the element of the wrestling from the equation. I would have won the fight.
Did you feel like he was a heavy opponent? In like, was he a lot stronger than you thought he was?
No, every time he took me down, I was like getting up, and only for the 4th round, because like also I didn't have an experienced jiu-jitsu corner. I had
you had Johnny from
Johnny
who was strength and conditioning.
Johnny is like I didn't know he was walking out with me.
Yeah, it was Johnny and Fakhro.
And then Fakhro. So like in their eyes, I was winning. So when they telling me like you're winning, so
should have listened to Chris, bro. He was trying to tell
you. Anas was screaming. He kept on saying, "Stop, move away from the cage." He kept on saying that. But I'll tell you something he said about you, and this was off the camera. He said I couldn't choke him. He said I was trying so much I couldn't get his neck. He goes, I'll give him that. He said, I couldn't get his neck. As a matter of fact, I told him, it's the beard factor. He said, no. But seriously, he said he couldn't get you. He said he tried. He couldn't even get the neck at all.
Yeah, like he never was close to
finishing you.
Never, like even attempting a full-on submission. I had 3 like full-on locked submissions on.
He was more on the offensive/defensive to make sure you weren't putting any submissions in.
He was like on the offense with the takedown, but then
to then just stop you from putting them
with the submission.
And you didn't gas out because your mouth was open after the 2nd round.
He was hungry, but he was always hungry.
No, I was like I got tired in the 4th one.
But 2nd round, if you go back and look at it, your mouth was open 2nd round. You look at you guys
more relaxed. No, I didn't gas out at the first 3. Also, this is like I didn't say, but up until fight week, I thought I was fighting 3 rounds.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
But that's true. Why is it 5 rounds? It's not the main event.
Yeah. Then I said, but like when I was with Belal, it says 3 rounds. Then when I asked, they said, it's whoever did
all
the poster.
Fights were 5 rounds.
No.
All 3 rounds, only the main event. But I'll tell you what. But why didn't you object? Because I'll tell you 2 things I thought went wrong. First of all, I asked him the same thing. I go, why were you not wearing rash guard? And he was wearing rash guard. He goes, I was.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too when they came.
Because I think they gave him advantage. That's one. Second thing, if it was 2 rounds, I'll tell you what, you would have won. He won. You won the first 2 rounds, or at least let's say the first one was very close. You definitely won the 2nd round. So the 3rd one, it doesn't matter. So this is when people need to know the rules.
Yeah,
or talk about it.
In the contract, it wasn't specified that it's 5 rounds, and then I had to chase, or somebody told me. Actually, I was last week, I was on the bike, like cutting weight or whatever, just pedaling, and then Johnny, my S&C coach, is like, "Oh, you're fighting 5 rounds." I was like, "No, I'm not fighting 5 rounds. It's 3 rounds."
Well, why didn't you object?
So you're saying because the guy who did the poster did it wrong and they just rolled with it, they doubled down?
No, seriously, it might have been like this. Wow. Because I'll tell you, the rules say main event 5 rounds, for the belt 5 rounds, co-main event just recently, and they have not done it yet. They started doing 5 rounds, but the UFC has not done it. They give you an option. And I thought, honestly, with you, it would have been better to be a 3 round fight.
Yeah, the whole time I'm training for 3 rounds.
And also, you can put more into that third round because you're like, this is my last one. I'm good after this.
Yeah,
I don't have to carry
yeah,
on. But if you're like, I need to keep this going for another 3, you're gonna kind of like hold
But
yourself
like
back, right?
this 3 minutes thing, it's not enough and tiring because you need to keep sprinting.
It's a different pace.
Yeah, you need to keep sprinting, then rest, then sprint again, then rest, then sprint. Instead of the 5 minutes where my body is used to it, just work for the takedown or get him down. I have time to plan my moves.
So ideally for you, 3 5-minute rounds would be.
Yeah, much
way forward.
better, much better.
So since we're talking about things that people didn't know about, was the better pay than UAE Warriors?
It was.
Okay, just we don't have to know numbers, but you
No,
know, you're
but
buying
it
us.
was.
You're buying us dinner. You either or you or Anas.
You're
No,
really
no,
No, he
hungry,
is.
yeah?
He's late, bro.
You're really
no, I'm
hungry.
not hungry at all, but I just want to, you know, because today is the day. But let's not go there. You know, it's better late than never. What is it? 2 years since you? Anyways, so next subject.
I need to send this message straight away. I'll send this the first person to view it. Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with UAE Warriors, to be honest. That lineup that was the last one that we saw.
But you don't think it was a Russian card for the UFC? Why wouldn't it be a Russian card for the UAE Warriors?
Well,
Since
to be
they're
honest, it was a
sending people-
Brazilian card for the UFC first, wasn't it? Oh, but it was always Brazilian and Russian, right?
Yes, but no, but more Russians. If you count the number of IF in the end of it, they were probably
Yeah, people with the
80%,
V.
70%.
Was it everyone with the OV at the end of the name
I
won
V
the
or something
fight?
like-
I
yeah.
still think that Warriors need to stick to their to the local roster. They need to like. It was a platform built to provide the athletes in the region to come up.
Define local.
Local
Like
means
regional.
regional means
So
for
Arabs.
everything Arabic, Africa. Yes. So like it should set the standards. This is how I see it. Like, and they're doing it with the versions that UAE, Arabia, and but like because of too many versions, I think it's diluted too much. Instead of like making the Arabs fight the foreigners to make more stage for them, it's like okay.
I like the Arabic version, but I don't think it's sustainable eventually because it will build stars, but will it bring the audience? I like the fact that it's majority regional fighters, majority Arabs, but you have to give flavor of the international, like main, co-main, that kind of thing. I like the Arabic version. I thought it was very good. I thought the African version was redundant because if you have Africans, Moroccans, like Anas Siraj Mounir,
then it's pretty much Arab version anyway.
He can fight in the African version. He can fight in the Arabic version. He can fight in the international version, right?
Yeah, I mean, like what I meant is like remove all the versions and make one UAE Warriors, and just keep rolling with bringing in Arab fighters.
Or like the genius Garfield when he said he wanted to have an Asian version. But anyways, let's not go there.
Yeah, but like I mean, like if you have one product, just focus on the product to be like you can alternate the cards, like make cards of majority. Okay, this nationality or the majority of the other one, but like always have the Arabic guys come in and face either each other or face the foreigners. That's how we climb up. Like my fight in ADXC, it's everyone wanted to come support me against the foreigner.
That's why I think Anas was the one that said I like it if it was not Belal because we would have to cheer
Two Arabs,
two Arabs, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Silwadi did well.
Yeah, that was a really good fight.
Yes.
He was moving the whole time. He was very explosive. Did what he wanted to do with the passes. He was
Why are you being
always
so
being
serious, bro?
aggressive. Pardon?
I've never seen you so serious in my life. Why you sound like you're commentating right now? Bring Anas, please. That's it. Take the hat off. There we go. He's back.
But Silwadi was intimidating IDXC. I thought Noura's and 3 people I felt bad for. I thought Ali Qaisi came in out of shape.
And he's a champion as
Yes.
well. So to bring
Yes.
your champion and
As
put
the
him
fourth-
right at the bottom of the event.
Fourth fight. So I thought that was
The fourth fight?
Fourth
yes,
fight.
not
I
fourth
thought-
from bottom, fourth from
bottom.
top.
Oh, fourth
So
from
main,
top.
co-main, and I thought, but I think one of the fights was cancelled, so he became the third. But I'll tell you, I didn't like him coming out of shape. Eventually, he got injured. Nawaz Abzal's best friend died, passed away.
before we move on,
Yeah.
Ali Qaisi, he had an injury before the
Yeah,
fight. No one knows.
When he came and did my episode, his arm was broken.
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
saw him in ADXE, his arm was broken.
Yeah,
And that's after 2 fights.
He had an injury way before the fight.
So why would he fight?
Look, with us fighters, sometimes there's that ego that plays in play, and Tarek will tell you. Sometimes you're not ready or you have injuries, and then they call you for a fight, and you have that fire in you, and you're too.
Okay.
Us fighters, I'll say,
And you want to
I'm
seem like
sorry
that
to
you're
all the
reliable
fighters,
as
we
well
are.
to the
But
promoters,
this-
right? That if they call
And
on
then-
you, you're ready
and
to
then,
go.
like your
But-
ego kicks
Yeah.
in, and you're like,
But
okay, I can do
this
it.
word
And then,
I disagree with you. I have not seen you fight for a long time because of the injury. That's one.
that's
While
because I
I've
can't
seen-
even walk.
Yeah.
Okay, but
That's
I've
because
seen-
he's at
I've seen-
Takado,
I've
Mexican
seen
dishes every day
I've seen-
eating, bro.
I've seen Osaidi that can keep on saying I have an injury, but he never fixed his knee. I keep on saying Abdullah Bushari fighting, and every time he goes, I had an injury that's not fixed. You know, at one point you have to fix to move on, because I'd rather if you take a year off and come back strong than keep on having that nagging injury to come over
Yeah,
and
but
back.
look, I've learned from my mistakes. I've done it twice.
Same mistake.
So first time I didn't learn, and that ego kicked in, lost badly. Second time I didn't learn again.
I never
I lost
seen you lose
badly.
badly. You've been hit to the groin. I've never seen it. The only lost badly, nothing. Not even the one with the
No,
the
still
Mounir
like,
Lazaz.
like because of my faults or my mistakes, I've paid the price because I didn't listen to my coaches, or I didn't listen to the people that knew what I was going through, and I've paid the price. But now I've learned from it. So if I have an issue, I have to focus on it, fix it first, then get
But
ready
you're
to
still
fight.
the reigning HFC champion. He's still the reigning UAE light heavyweight champion right now. You have not been replaced, you know. And there's something I learned recently, something called the linear champion, which means you stay a champion till you lose to someone that becomes a champion. Meaning, if you off and so they bring someone else to become the champion and stuff, you're still the linear champion. Something you have to beat someone to get.
Yeah, but I'm just explaining to the viewers as well from a fighter's perspective. Man, the fighter's mentality sometimes it's so excuse me for the word, it's so stupid and so
Barbaric.
Yeah, it's like they just want to get in and fight, you know. They ignore their injuries, they ignore their you know.
Yeah. And the way things are with fight games now is like promoters and stuff, fighters are going to be like, if he says come fight and I say no, then he might be like, I'm not going to ask you next time, I'm going to ask someone else.
Yeah,
So you lose
sorry,
the
I'll
opportunity.
correct myself as well. The word that I was looking for is stubborn,
Yeah.
not stupid. I apologize. Stubborn.
as the
Fighters
beginning.
are stubborn sometimes for their own good.
But like also, no, I never went into a fight with no injury.
Yeah, nagging injuries, right?
I walked in this fight. My knee is not good.
No, but I mean, a break
Like,
like
I
that,
le-
like
I
Ali's,
learned how to
Ali's
live with
break,
him.
it hasn't been that long
like,
since
I
he broke
spoke
his
to
arm the
him,
last
he said
time.
like when he broke his hand the last fight, it wasn't healed completely coming into this fight. So, and also it's been like a crazy emotional week for everyone. So I think like the emotion took Ali also like by storm, and he wasn't even focused at the fight.
But kudos to, I think UAE Warriors paid for his surgery, right? Or someone did, you know, what was he did it here.
He did it here. I think it's in Jordan.
Really? It's
Yeah.
not, wasn't here?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if it is, you know, kudos to them. But anyways, it was a rough week for everyone, you know, with the political scene that everyone's in the roller coaster emotions going up and down.
We'll get to that at the end of the episode because I don't want to get cancelled in the beginning.
No, we're not going to talk about
We'll warm our way up to it.
Everyone knows how we all feel. They can follow our social media.
Oh,
They
no,
know-
we're gonna go into it.
we're
We're
gonna
gonna go into it.
let's
Talk UFC.
I'm not going to talk about it.
UFC beginning to end. One thing that I just find weird, when we were there at the weigh-ins, okay, you get the people coming out. I understand everyone's got a lot of love for Belal out here, and I understand they got love for Khamzat and love for, you know, the whole crew, that the Muslims and all that stuff. But one thing that I don't understand is the booing of Volk when he comes on stage for the weigh-in, and the booing of Kamaru when he comes on stage for the weigh-in. I just find that so disrespectful. It's like, these guys are legends, bro. Like, the stuff that they have done and will do, most of the people there will never achieve anything like that or close to it in their life. And you cannot boo someone just because you have a favorite, right?
No, I
You
disagree.
have to have some respect.
I disagree. When Marvin Vittori walked in, all of us booed him.
I didn't boo him.
Much bigger name than Tarek, and Tarek knows that. He will tell you that. So, but we all booed him because you want to get the psychological advantage, and you want to make him feel that he's now wanting, make a chip on his shoulder, make him feel uncomfortable, not so secure. So it's
would
okay.
you personally have booed him?
I did boo him. Ask him.
No.
When one of us goes to war,
Yeah, everyone's there.
all
No,
run
but
to war.
I mean, in the UFC, would you have booed Kamaru and booed Volk in that against those people? I mean, physically booed them.
I know both of the fighters. They're both really nice to me. So but
As a fan.
someone like Tarek, I would boo whoever fights against him. You first, I'd boo you.
You boo me every time when we arrive to the gym in the morning. You're like, boo. I'm like, we haven't started
No, I
yet,
don't
bro.
think it's about the respect. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you something. Volkanovski himself, and you both will vouch for that. Volkanovski himself, he said, you need to be cheered on for you in his country. Let's do it in Abu Dhabi. Because he knew everyone would cheer. Because everyone was booing him. I'll tell you what. Reverse the situation. In Australia, everyone was booing Islam.
Yeah, I'm not saying this for this country. I mean, in general, bro. As a sports
But
fan.
like it's part of the sport.
game.
It's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to boo.
You have passion for one person, you will boo anyone.
Yeah, you
in
clap and cheer for the person that you are, and you just shut up and don't say nothing when the other one comes out, bro.
Everyone booed
Really?
Goliath when he fought David, David versus
No,
Goliath.
like for me,
How many
I
people were there,
won't
bro?
boo-
Were you there?
Like for me,
Yeah,
I won't
I'm
boo
now-
because I'm a fighter. So like I respect all fighters. So I won't boo personally.
But don't you like when you everyone boos your opponent?
Yes. Of
Yeah,
course,
there you go.
Yeah.
I just remembered my experience in Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
I was fighting their golden boy over there. And, I always, how I used to dress up walking
Still do.
into the fight. Yeah. Bro, everyone is shouting, terrorist, terrorist.
And you're like,
Imagine that.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I walked in, I was like,
I guess it is for that because after the fight, everyone cheered when they were on the mic. So
No, everyone cheered when they saw them in front of 10, 11. Right?
Yes.
I'll tell you something. People sometimes need
10,
to
11.
take charge of the opportunity they have. People that don't know this, that it was Tarek's idea to have the iconic picture. I'll tell you. So Tarek was with Volkanovski, and he wanted to have lunch. Actually, he had a deal with me to have lunch together that day. Anyways, but he forgot all about me, and he ended up working out with Volkanovski. So they end up calling Al-Hus, and he said, we're going to go to lunch. So they go to lunch. He's like, take them to 10, 11. And sure enough, Abdul Hashimi, His Excellency, shows up there. And then Islam comes in, and they take the iconic picture. You will never have number one, number two, pound for pound together after the fight in front
you
of.
should have had a glove with you to sign for my shelf, bro.
No, not
Like,
a
it
glove,
was-
but
I swear.
take
no.
a picture with them for God's sake.
He's like, it was not even planned. It's not. It wasn't like this. I was going to train with Craig Jones and Alex and all these guys. So like, I just went, and on the way I called Hosseini. I said, I'm going. We're going for lunch afterward.
But you had plans for lunch with someone else, right? At that time.
On that day, no way.
I swear.
this was when?
2 days ago.
Monday.
Monday.
Because I see what you were doing there.
Okay, but go ahead.
Then on the way, I said, I'm grabbing lunch with the guys. You want to come? It's like, why don't you do it in 10, 11? And I will tell His Excellency maybe. Then His Excellency told Islam, and then I was like,
He was
I
the
didn't-
smartest one
I
in the
didn't
room.
know. I didn't know that even in Islam is coming. We were just having lunch.
Yeah.
We ate, then boom, Islam came, and he paid for the whole table. It was Islam's invite. Yeah, and then His Excellency said, I'm the winner in this situation. Let me take picture in my shop.
Can we zoom in on Rio?
Yeah, zoom on Rio's face.
No, but for the record,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
we had plans. Just
Yeah.
I've come to talk
we
to
had
you
plans,
they
but-
make it easy that same day.
But not confirmed plans.
Okay.
Because you didn't call me.
Okay.
So, what did you guys think of the changes to start with?
I thought it was a much better card second time around.
Yes,
You know?
100%.
It was definitely an upgrade.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
even for Khamzat as well?
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
it. Like Khamzat got a really tough fight.
Did you feel like he won that fight
it could have went definitely first round. They gave it 10-9, 10-8. If they gave it 10-9, it
Then
could have been.
Usman would have won,
The
No,
third
not the
round
win.
is tough.
It could be
Third
draw.
round.
draw. But like second round completely for Usman, and third round,
round,
that takedown saved Khamzat.
Yeah, but he didn't do anything in that takedown.
Yeah, with a broken hand. Till
Yeah,
now, you
but-
can see him driving with one hand.
Yeah, but like he said, he
Do you
saved
believe that if it was a 5-round fight that Usman would have had it?
100%.
I think that's the consensus going around.
Khamzat
that
was fading away slowly.
He put too much into the first round, though.
Yes. And he's known to be like this. He's known to be a first round fighter.
Yeah,
He
because it's
goes
like
all
Kevin
out.
Holland's fight. If he gets it done in the time, that's it. It's over.
Yeah. He goes all out first round. Boom. Like he wasn't close, but like had a very good back control.
But that before you go to main event, to co-main event, I'll tell you there are two fights. I hope that we can talk about real quick. First of all, the Pirate, the one-eyed fighter, Rasputin Magomedov. I thought this guy is entertaining, regardless how many eyes he can see through. I thought he was very entertaining.
And apparently he was holding. He wasn't going all out. He
Yes,
just
yes,
wanted to. Yeah, he was holding back. He said, "I want to secure the first fight, and then next fight. From next fight, I'm gonna go all out."
But what's the rules of that? Because, there's that whole story with Bisping, how he had to pretend that he could see to actually go and fight because of his eye issues, right?
But there's,
He-
but there's eye tests now. They don't.
Right, but is he blind in one eye?
He's blind in one eye.
Right, so apparently you can only...
You can fight with one eye. It's just the depth perception. I asked him. I had an interview with him.
But that's what I'm saying. They were trying to stop Bisping because of the eye issue and saying that he couldn't fight anymore because he didn't have both of his eyes. So how does it work with somebody who just has one eye?
It changes the depth perception. The problem is if you get hit on one eye, you can see with the other eye. But if it's the only eye you can see with, and you get hit, now you're fighting blind, and that's I think what biggest problem. I'm not, by the way, I'm against people with one eye fighting, But he was.
It depends.
Such a nice
He's
guy.
not classed as people, though. To be honest, he's a monster.
No, but he was such a nice guy, because when I had an interview with him for, we recorded everything, and at the end I always finish everyone that I do interview with him. I take a selfie with him and stuff. And this lady from the UFC said, "No, we can't. You have to go." And I said, "Okay, I understand." He said, "No, I want to take a picture with him." I said, "No, it's against the rules. Please, it's okay." He said, "No." He turned around. Her name is Carla. I'm saying her name. She said, "No, she's new, by the way, to the AFC, so she didn't know what she was doing, and I don't care." So literally, she told me she cannot take a picture with him. And for the second time, I said, "Really, I don't want to have any problems with them. It's the UFC." He said, "No, take a selfie, please. Tell her I want to take a picture with him. I want to take a selfie." And he took a selfie, and I thanked him for that. And for that, I thought he was such a gentleman for doing that, because he didn't want to embarrass me, to come in. So that was a good thing. And the other fight, Muhammad Mukayev, and how he was losing, and everyone knows he was losing. He lost the first two rounds, and wow, he pulled it.
I love Mukayev. He's one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, I love him too. He's like.
And it's like, how long do you think it's going to be before he actually really gets his chance to shine?
Well, they're talking March 19th, if you want to be the exact date.
No, because
Against who?
Doesn't matter. If he wants to shine, he has to put. I think John Jones.
No, I'm talking about title fight.
That's what I'm saying. If you would let me. March 19th.
I'm talking about a title fight.
yeah, yeah.
Somebody explained to him that by March 19th,
Okay.
if he fights for the title before March 19th, he would break John Jones's record if he fights for the
like,
title.
the only thing like he's racing is his age. So like his birthday is in March, and he needs to fight before he turns 20.
21. The difference was, I think, 21 some months, but that's
month. Yeah, I don't know. Just he needs to be to get the title before he turns 21 or whatever.
Whatever John Jones got the
Yeah.
chance to fight the title.
To shine, to break the records, to be the
next new
youngest. Yes, to be the youngest. If he passed March,
then he's
then
just
it's
another
gone.
number.
You think it's just going to take time after that?
Speaking of John Jones, what do you
He's
think of this?
rushing. I don't know. He's healthy this fight. He wasn't injured like last time. Yeah.
But what do you think of the John Jones injury? Real, fake? How come all the fighters record their injury right before?
No, I think they record most of their fights.
They
and their
recorded
training
the
anyway.
sparring to study the sparring and to study.
Because
the
he doesn't have to
mistakes.
record it. He could just say,
Yeah.
"Look, I'm injured. I'm not coming."
Yeah.
Like it's,
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone, John Jones is the one that's not
yeah,
going to
and
put
then-
any
and
And the
explanation.
UFC,
Yeah.
the
Do you know what I
UFC
mean?
doesn't work like this. He needs to prove. Like
that's where I disagree with you, because people were talking about USADA and he's trying to get out of it, because I think the USADA is responsible till the next couple of months or something, and then that's it, they're out. So that he was trying not to fight now, to make sure he would fight after USADA is out of the picture. That's why I was bringing this up. That's why they're recording. If you go back and look at the video, the way he said,
yeah.
So I'm serious about this. Seriously, go back, and I think that's the reason that he.
So you
wants
think
to
it's the
get-
drugs thing that he's on
I
stuff
think
and he
he's
doesn't
gonna-
want to get caught?
Okay, what is today's date? Okay, so we're end of October.
24th.
The consensus that he was going to wait till 8 months before he fights again. I think it's going to be before that. I think once he clears, I think it's going to, if he comes back, because there are rumors that Stipe will retire, because that was the only fight he wanted to have. And also John Jones, if he doesn't get, he wants to fight Stipe, otherwise he would retire. He had already announced he'd retire. That's why I'm bringing this up.
But at the same time, the UFC, they have their own doctors, and they check the fighters
check,
as well, and
yeah.
they check if the injury is genuine or not.
And it's not a small, but it's not a small injury.
They're in cahoots with the whole thing. They want him to get over. I'm just saying that, just throwing this
But
out.
again, yeah, it's not a small injury. For him to tear the muscle off the bone, it's a pretty big
I had
injury to fake.
Similar, but not to that extent. Like the in my shoulder, the muscle that's attached to the bone just when like get cut, and every time I punch my arm, like on the extension, my arm drops.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, there is. After the USADA era, there will be drug
new
testing
one, yeah.
under the UFC. So UFC has the control.
But that makes it worse, no? Because
But
they
is
could
it-
just kind of just like fix the results for whichever fights they want to carry on.
Is it the UFC now one company with WWE?
Yeah,
And
they
aren't the physiques of the WWE fighters and wrestlers are so nice and more like...
No, not all the WWE. There is some.
no, but there's definitely roids in the WWE. It's not something that they got to worry about there. I don't think. Anyway, they're the bigger of a monster you are, the better it is for the fans. Anyway, so
And I think there's, by the way, bigger chance of injury in the WWE than it is in...
But do you think the USADA has stopped all the fighters from doping?
bro, you know, with cycles, you
what's
could
the
just
question again?
if they do it
Like,
right.
have they caught
And they get
all
lucky,
the
they're not gonna
fighters
get
that
caught.
are doping?
No,
How about like with the
Exactly,
USADA,
so
just
it doesn't make a big difference,
just
really.
knock on the door.
Yeah, they're not going to do it, but it's not
Yeah,
every
but-
single time.
yeah, but when they were Chael Sonnen was talking about them, that he was saying that they would come. No, not Chael Sonnen, Bisping. He said one time they knocked on my door. I was trying to cut weight, so I was very dry. They asked me to give them a urine test, and he goes no. So he said I had them stand up for 1 hour. I said don't sit down. And he made them stand up. It was just yesterday, I think it was he was talking, and he said I made the guy stand up for 1 hour just to piss him off, and eventually, I gave him my urine sample, but just because they treated them bad, because they were like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they come and knock on the door. Yeah, they have this app. They know where you are every single time. You know? So
And now the PFL is with USADA.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think UFC is more interesting than the PFL. Sorry about that.
Nope, I don't care.
I just like the elbow strikes. And I think that's.
And just make money.
Yeah, right. He's like, I don't care where I'm going. I'll fight at McDonald's if I have to.
Isn't that the answer that the Khamzat gave, by the way, the co-main event for the UFC 294, when he said, I asked him, what do you think? He goes, I won. I go, did you think you'd have had better camp or you would beat him or something? And he said, I don't care. I won. A win is a win. I'm just here to make money. I made money, good money, and
Just like
Some people are like that. Some people are in it for the thing. I remember talking to Bam Bam about this and literally having a conversation. And he was like, bro, I hate fighting. I don't like, as in, I don't watch UFC. I don't care about that stuff. I just make money. I don't care. Like, if they're going to pay me, I'll fight. If not, then I'll never watch another UFC fight again.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, like at this point, I'm only when I make money, I watch.
Yeah.
If I commentate, I watch. Other than or one of my friends are fighting, I watch exactly that fight. But I don't wake up to watch fights. I don't go out of my way to watch fights. Just they pay me, okay, I'm there. If not, just go chill.
What did you guys think of the Makachev Volk fight? Well, from what we saw of it.
I would have loved it to go on a little
Me
bit
too, bro.
longer.
Yeah.
I know Volk was mentally was strong, 100%, but like physically he was coming off like a severe surgery in his elbow, and he has a newborn baby. Like it was like 2 weeks ago.
A third girl.
Yeah, so he's a legend for taking such a fight.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
I mean,
I think he's going to become like a meme in the future. You know, like when those
send
memes.
me locations.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
one of
Khabib,
those.
yeah.
Like I've already seen 100 of them where it's just like a picture of the angels fighting the demons. They're like, we need one more, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I come from a land down under. And it's just him walking. So I think he's gonna be like, you know, the Chuck Norris memes,
Yeah.
where Chuck Norris can do everything. I think he's gonna become one of those because he's literally ready
Now
to
he's
go.
like he's offering himself a replacement for John
For John
Jones.
Jones, I saw the tweet. Yeah. But I think for me, I mean, you know Volk personally, so you know. But I felt from even seeing the interview that the loss wasn't the thing that hurt. I think he would have. It's just the way and the speed of it. I think if it went 4 rounds and he got knocked out on the 4th round or the 5th round, then he would have been.
He
but-
was saying that like he wasn't like his body, like he was thinking of stuff, but nothing was firing. So like
But you know, you guys know this. Sometimes you have an off night. You just have an.
Yeah.
I think. By the way, I think what you describe is jet lagging. Have you been jet lagged? You know, not to fight or something. When you jet lagged, you want to move. I swear. One time I remember being so jet lagged. I'm sitting, and my brother looked a lot like me when we were younger. And I saw him walking. Go, oh my God, I'm going somewhere. I swear. True story. I'm thinking,
Are you sure it was
Did those mushrooms come in a bag or was it just straight from the ground?
I think, oh my God, where am I going?
Yeah.
Here is my body going that way. So
Yeah, I felt really bad for him, especially just. It must be difficult as a fighter, just all that time and effort. I mean, he only came 10 days notice, but he's still preparing for fighting
but
anyway.
like this
But
way, it
to
always
lose this
hurts,
way,
yeah.
it must just.
Yeah, it must be devastating.
dude, 5 million is a good way to get knocked out.
Yeah, but I don't think that
Look,
money. I don't think that money matters. Like, because to us, we're calling each other like, "I need 100 dirhams for petrol, bro. Meet me at this petrol station." But for them, I don't think the money is that important as the loss.
5 million before this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but the fight, like to fight what 2 minutes and get 5 million.
Yeah, but I think if you told him, I mean, you know, again, the character it was. If you had told him, "I'll give you 5 million to do this fight, but you're going to lose to a kick in the head in the first round," would you think he would have taken it?
No.
He wouldn't have taken it, right? He would have been like, "Nah, I'm all right. Let's do the next one. Let me train."
But he's one of the strongest athletes, like mentally, you know. Like even him, he has a sports psych. Like he worked with people, like help him with. I worked with someone as well, and it's so important because it gets you. I used him for my knee, for my back.
But for the record, also, his fight was at 12 o'clock night before 12, maybe when he fought, and Volkanovski was there. I understand
Yeah.
that, So, but I mean, kudos for him, honestly. Did I say kudos twice this time? Okay, but really, the fact that he was there, like he must like you so much that one day before his fight. One day, we're talking 24 hours before his fight, he's there watching you fight.
We were roommates.
No, okay, I didn't,
Yeah, we lived in one house for 1 year. Like, we were poor as fuck. Yeah, and like, we all had the same dreams. We were 5 fighters.
Who was there in the house?
It was me. Well, actually 4. It was me, George Hickman, Shay Walsh, and Alex. These are 4.
What's the one camp that you remember the most?
The one camp that I remember the most.
Banged Out MMA, Thailand.
Banged Out MMA Thailand. No, honestly, it's a really, really good camp over there. It's a really good
I'm
camp.
talking about the experience.
And
Experience.
yeah, it
of
was a
you know?
very, very good experience. Everyone was very friendly. Everyone was helpful, supporting each other, and the quality of the training was amazing. And then even the area was beautiful,
And
beautiful.
this
I
gym is
loved it.
for Alex Volkanovski.
But yeah, the coaches were amazing. High level MMA training, wrestling,
What's the
Muay
strangest
Thai.
thing that happened to you in a camp?
In a camp?
Yeah.
Stuff
Ooh,
infection.
Yeah, right.
say that again.
Stuff infection.
Stuff infection.
That's not
No, alhamdulillah, I never had a staph infection.
Never? Oh my God.
Alhamdulillah. But once my ab muscle twisted and got stuck between my ribs.
Oh wow.
That's the weirdest.
So like you had another penis right
This,
here.
Yeah.
no, but like it felt like a broken rib,
Oh wow.
but it wasn't broken. Like couldn't breathe, couldn't take deep breaths, couldn't move, couldn't cough,
Couldn't
couldn't
laugh,
sneeze,
yeah.
couldn't
Then
fart.
one little Thai guy just comes out from one
What
of the
was the last
bushes and
thing?
goes like that.
You couldn't do what? Last thing? The last thing you said couldn't laugh.
Couldn't breathe, couldn't sneeze, couldn't cough.
What was that? You said something more.
Fart.
Yeah, right. Is that what he said? That's what he said. What's the
That's probably
strangest
how it popped back out. He just did a really good fart and it just popped
No,
back
but
out.
What's the
I
strangest thing that
remember.
happened to you in a camp?
I remember I went to this Chinese guy, Chinese massage guy, and like literally, he
Put his finger up your butt.
he started digging between my ribs.
Is there a camera here on me? Is there a camera? Look.
He was like, okay, breathe.
He was like, take a deep breath, right? Push your stomach out, right? Relax your anus.
Bend
Whistle.
over. Bend over. And then you hear,
Relax your anus.
You're hearing things. What are you hearing? Bro, is it the same thing when you were just chilling on the couch? No, but seriously, he started digging
Tarek
between
just
the
comes out
ribs.
with, but anus is a muscle, bro.
And then we heard, and I felt like an egg. You know when you break an egg, like when you break
eggs.
it, and then I could breathe after that. But basically, yeah, my ab muscle was twisted, and
But how? You know, if you think about it, you have to separate the ribs for you to stick the ab out, and neither one of you can separate the ribs.
it was so weird. I was throwing. I remember I was throwing an over right hand, and someone kicked at the same
That's
time.
why
and
it happened, because
twisted.
you were supposed to throw it overhand right, but you threw it over right hand. and then it clicked in place.
What about
Same tomatoes.
Tarek, what
English is my third language, by the way. So sorry if I'm making mistakes.
What about the strangest thing that happened to you in a camp? Because the strangest thing that happened to me and is going to a camp with AJ, you know.
No, the guy was camp. It was different. It's a different
You know,
thing.
late at
I
night.
had
you know.
so many injuries, so like you name it. I don't know. I was sparring Bam Bam and he broke my foot. Kicking.
I was there.
With his
that
head?
day. No,
No, with his foot. We kicked at the same time. He actually kicked the bottom of my foot and broke the top of my foot. How? I don't
That's
know.
like that, you know, that in the Shaolin when they punch the brick and the second one breaks after
Yes.
that. Yeah.
So he broke two of my bones in my foot.
In your foot?
Yeah. In that foot, yeah.
so
He's got
confused.
3 feet.
So foot.
I thought it would have been like he kicked him in
Yeah,
the head
yeah,
because
yeah.
Bam Bam has got a big
Yeah,
head.
yeah,
hasn't he?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But like,
Solid,
my
man.
leg don't go
Solid.
that high.
he was there, by the way. He was there at the event.
Yeah.
He had long hair now. Oh, he has long hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Now he's a celebrity.
But he's such a nice guy though,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's so much fun. Like
I
Just
love
it's not very often someone's unapologetically
I know
themselves.
Bam before he fights.
Yeah.
Like we met in Thailand. He was so young. He's young now. He probably had one kickboxing fight or something, and we were friends ever since. Like maybe 2014, we met first time in Thailand in Tiger, and I have some photos with him. Like he was so big, but baby big.
Yeah, I can imagine him just walking around at 4 years old and like the
What
size
year
of a
was
rugby player, bro.
2014.
Because I just remember I have a picture with you with 2013 or 14.
Thir-
Did you see it 13?
14
Yeah.
or 15 when you were on Physique TV.
No, before that. Before Physique TV.
Yeah, 2013. We fought on the same show in
Yes.
Dubai.
Yes.
Yeah,
it was
that's where I met you, yeah,
2013. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was in that show and I remember, yeah. And you and
And
Karaki.
I accepted to take picture. 'Cause you changed-
That's before I became the famous commissioner that changed his win to a
and
no
the only
contest.
Arab fighter to lose a win because of him.
It was against what's he called? Silva.
Silva, yes. I broke his face and then they overturned my win too.
He overturned it, or
He was
I was the head of the commission. at
the
that
head
time.
of the commission. But I forgive him. I love Rio. It's okay.
Who doesn't? Everyone loves me.
okay? So, other views on the event?
What?
Why are you so aggressive for, bro?
You what?
Calm down, bro.
You what?
Yeah, bro, I'm from London, bro. Don't give me that shit, bro.
that?
Like on the event, anything else that
What
that
event?
stood out to you from the UFC event?
The
The one we've been
294.
talking about for 45 minutes now.
I'll tell you something. Going back to UAE Warriors, I thought there was a fight that was one-sided, and I felt really bad for her. The Australian girl, the Lebanese
Amina.
Australian,
She's part of
Amina.
Volk's group, right?
Yeah, but that was so bad. I really literally felt like she was just. I felt there was change, like the difference in weight by a lot, skills, experience.
She was fighting the Chinese girl?
Yes, the Chinese girl. Her name is Wang. She had beaten Valentina Shevchenko. Imagine in a kickboxing match, and they gave her. I thought that was really bad. Bad matchmaking. I'm sorry to that was really bad for her. So just to say that, if you want to talk about the Johnny Walker fight,
There's nothing wrong with that.
okay. Well, two wrongs don't make a right. Okay, but let me ask.
Yeah, Johnny Walker.
Well, Johnny
They
Walker.
should put somebody. How can they not put somebody who speaks Brazilian when you're asking him the most important question ever?
This is the doctor in UAE Warriors.
Oh, it
The
is?
same doctor, yeah. It's the
same
same doctor. Yeah.
So he went up to him and goes, "Do you know where you are?" And he said, "We're in the desert." And he goes, "Nope, nope. I wanted to hear Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Street, 4th floor of the apartment." Yeah, and he was right.
But by the
bro.
way,
He was right.
this doctor changed two events. There was another one hit that they were growing, and he kept on talking
Yeah,
to
yeah.
him, and time expired. 5:01. If it's the rule says after 5 minutes, no matter what it is, if they did not fight by 5 minutes, the fight is off, and that's what happened. Same
Yeah,
doctor.
but he was talking about, he was like, "Oh, I heard your cousin is an accountant. I got a problem with my tax returns." Would you think about this shown in the paper and stuff?
Yeah, well, sometimes like officials make things worse.
And this is the thing that
Not officials.
I want to see,
doctor.
that I think we'll never see. But I feel like there should be some kind of thing in this fighting world where you see how they were still ready to go after or whatever, that someone could just be like, "Nah, okay, let's start the round, continue the round." That someone has the overpowering thing, even if the ref, like a bad stoppage has been done by the ref. Once they've watched the
Then,
VAR
oh my God, you will
or something
never,
like that.
You will never finish then.
No, I mean like situations like
There's
football.
so
You have
many
VAR,
bad
right?
judgments.
You have VAR, right, which is AI and that stuff. So maybe they can stop it for a while, check the computer, check the video, and be like, "No, no, no."
Only in the foul. They're doing this in a foul position. They're checking if the foul is correct or no.
Cristiano just messed up two fights terribly. Also, remember the fight when the fighters like faking falling and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Everyone's
then,
done it, yeah.
and then they start the fight. He was just faking, and if the referee knows the fight, knows how to fight. He knows you have to.
Yeah, the way you fall and the way that you lose your
like
balance
the way
and
that
stuff.
you're moving, the way that you're trying to.
And to know the
be
fighter
fluid.
as well, his character, that he's the type of person that would do that.
I think it's DC that said they need to know grappling because sometimes they call it off without any reason. It happened before in the UAE Warriors as well. One of the referees was told by the fighter, he slept. So he said, okay, call the fight. And then the guy was saying, why did you stop the fight? Instead of going and picking up his hand and dropping it. Of course, speaking of UAE Warriors, maybe the strangest ever ending to a fight is when Mark Goddard was the referee and there was one fighter who won the fight and Mark Goddard declared the fight that, okay, red won, okay, you won, let him go. No, okay, red won, okay? And this guy was the easiest fight. He stands up and he starts fighting with the ref who just declared you as the winner. And then he end up saying, so Mark Goddard said, okay, disqualified, he wins. And the guy was...
On the floor.
Okay.
Sleeping.
Yeah, I thought that's the strangest action by a person who ever wore shorts inside the cage.
Why shorts? Gloves.
No shorts.
Because a lot of people wear spandex instead of shorts, right?
In the cage? Oh yeah. Well,
The semantics in this episode is incredible, bro. Incredible.
I think you have to
Right?
redo this episode.
Nah, definitely not. I think we need to make it a 3-hour-long episode. It's great.
Jibber the mansaf, then yes, we'll do it.
Let's bring it, bro. Just order some food. So that's all your views on the event. Other than that, nothing else. Okay, new promotions coming out. Let's talk about that.
MEFC,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Middle East Fighting Championship, the continuation of Desert Force, as I was told.
Good thing, bad thing.
Is it the same people that were involved in Desert Force that are involved in MEFC?
No, different people. Not the Jordanian Mirzas. NBC Action taking control, I believe. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, I
with-
heard NBC Action and Saudi Sports and Shahid.
yeah, so like similar people but different people in
So
charge.
what's the pros of that for you know the culture here and
there
for
was
the
there's always good thing when new promotions come because more opportunity for fighters,
More platforms.
more chances for fighters to ask for more money because now that we have options, and the region needs more platform. They need more space to fight. Fighters really struggling to fight, and there should be degrees for the promotions, like lower stage promotion, that for up and coming fighters to have the training and the skills to be able to compete in the big ones.
to get the reps in?
Yeah, because people don't give chances to someone who's 2-0 and 3-1 or something. They don't give him
Or
chances.
0-0.
We
Yeah.
don't have even a big scene for the amateurs. Like if you look at it, someone who just wants to start with amateur fights, we don't really have a good construction and a good like well organized scene. Like okay,
It's like the
when,
blue collar where it'll be in a hotel
yeah,
somewhere and it's not very.
I mean, you have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
How can you get to the big promotions if you don't start with amateur fights?
True.
Right? And then when they have amateur fights, someone who has a 0 pro record, they don't get accepted by promotions here. So they need to start somewhere, and I think that would give them a chance. Now, I just want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
So it's there's NBC Action, there's Shahi,
And there's Saudi
and there's
Sports.
Saudi Sports.
That's it.
Now, for Desert Force, when they were like ages ago on
Just
NBC Action, are they still replaying them on NBC Action and Shahi?
No, because the deal that was struck, they were finished in a bad way. I'm not scared of saying it. NBC had a lot of people that they did not pay, and that's the truth of the matter. NBC and Desert Force, Desert Force had a lot of people that did not pay, and the people that severed. I don't blame Desert Force for having such a bad contract with NBC because you're like a singer, and I told this to Zaid Boussoud at one point. I said, I understand why you took such a bad contract, because if you're a singer and you want to sign up for a record company, you take anything just to, like, okay, well, he's going to take royalty 80%. Yeah, okay, just let me people sing, and after 2-3 years, I'll get out of it when I become famous. And I think that's the same thing that happened with the Desert Force. They had a bad deal. Towards the end, they had an opportunity to be on beIN Sports. So I think there was 1 year left, and they just cut off the ties with NBC. Everyone's saying, he took money. So all I know personally that Desert Force did not pay a lot of the fighters, which you both know, didn't pay some people, myself included. But eventually what Desert Force did to the scene till now, we have not had one single name that became a star or superstar that did not come to Desert Force. Think about it. You fought in Desert Force. That's what made you famous. He fought in Desert Force. What made him famous. Mohamed Yahya, who just reached the AFC, Desert Force alumni. Mounir Lazaz, Desert Force alumni. Whoever you might think. Jarrah Silawi, Silwadi, Hussein Salim, Fakhruddin, Bsairi, everyone came. So the problem is, the one thing that Desert Force will always be remembered is that they introduced the superstars first. Nobody else till now, I don't care what people say, Brave, UAE Warriors, they have not brought any superstar to the scene at all. Grew them.
They didn't make superstar. Desert Force made stars.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said. They had stories. They had a lot of stuff. People were watching it. People knew who all of you guys are from just walking the streets. Now, anyone, I don't care if you're the champion in Brave or your Warriors and stuff. People, not records, even who do they have? They have Laban and Brave and Koheji. They're all Desert Force. Kuwait has who? Abdullah Boushahri and Bsairi, Desert Force. And Iraq,
No.
he fought in Desert Force, 100%. Because I have a picture between him and Laban. I still have that picture. The Hussein Salim and Hussein Fakhr, they both fought in Desert Force. Mounir Lazaz, whoever you can think of. So this will always be remembered. And for that, everyone should be grateful for Desert Force. And I think that in continuation with the new promotion, Middle East Fighting, is that what you said? Middle East Fighting Championship. I think they do that way. They go on NBC and stuff. It's going to be a huge success, because if they, from what I understand from you guys, is that they concentrate on Arabs and they will build a story. And that's what this region needs. Not a place that you get a couple of fights and then you go somewhere else. You need to have your people, you know,
Create the
flourish.
story
Yes.
and create the journey for people to follow from the beginning.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, that's I think that is a problem with some of the other promotions here. It's just, what's the story with this guy?
And the thing that Desert Force did that is really good, that here they don't do here. They brought the same name more frequently, so people stayed with the name.
Yeah.
Built.
They keep it in their mind.
And they traveled, Tarek. They traveled. They went to Lebanon, Morocco, Egypt,
But it's
Jordan.
not,
Stuff.
not important. But I mean, like,
I disagree.
I haven't been to Morocco.
They
no,
were
that's brave.
That's brave.
No, but they went to go
Desert
to Morocco.
Force? They never been.
100%. They
No,
were
but
before the one show before that switched from Morocco to Jordan was the one last or before last, because I was involved with them, you know, and they told
Desert
me,
Force.
Yes,
They've never been to Morocco.
I'm telling you, they were planning on going to Morocco.
They were planning.
Yeah, yeah.
1 second.
But they
I'm
just
just going to
pulled-
call Morocco on the phone and just
They pulled it last
No,
minute.
Hello.
like,
Hello, Morocco.
Bringing the
Desert Force
same name,
come?
bringing the name
Creates a
frequently creates a story. People
Yeah.
follow the fights,
100%.
know the person, relate to the person. So the more he appears on the TV, the more people, I want to follow this guy. I want to watch this event more to see this guy.
And they were the only game in town. I mean, nobody else had any.
Yeah, so they signed up few names and they kept the names rotating. So like I was fighting every other show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What do you feel with Muhammad Yahya's performance?
Well, it is what it is. At the end of the day, he lasted 3 rounds. I don't think he won. Maybe he was close to in the first round, but he had no balance. No matter
Yeah.
what you say, he had no balance. The
It was
first thing
too
he
quick
wanted
for him
to-
as well.
I think he couldn't kickstart. He couldn't find his
The difference in
his
speed
rhythm,
was a
his
bit crazy.
distance. But
It was a winnable fight, though.
It just shows Muhammad Yahya's toughness as well. Like he's the only one that didn't get knocked out by
Yeah.
this guy. This guy is a beast. He's knocking everyone out,
He's fast, bro.
and very explosive and very brave. You know, but.
But it was a
I
winnable
feel
fight.
like-
Don't you think it was a winnable fight?
I feel
It was a
like
win-
Muhammad Yahya could have done better. I think Muhammad Yahya is much better than this guy. He has all the skill set to win, but he couldn't kickstart. I think he was hesitating too much, or
Do you think there's a lot
his
of pressure?
body just wasn't reacting. It can be.
Do you think it's more-
consciously?
here's a
Like he
question.
looks calm all the time.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing,
He
you can't
He
read
looks
him.
like he doesn't care about anything,
You can't
bro.
read him.
I swear to God.
Like I remember once we were fighting in UAE Warriors and we're cutting weight, and the guy is eating mandi and eating, and normally he's like, I was like,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
saw,
have
like-
weight to cut?
Like most people are excited when they're signing the UFC contract. He's just like,
Yeah.
it's like that's it is. But do you think it was more pressure for him to have his first fight in the UAE, being the first UAE fighter? Like, do you feel like if he was in another country having his first fight, it would have been less pressure for him?
I think so. I think because he was here in the UAE, we don't know what happened backstage as well. I'm sure like he was visited by some big personalities
Yeah.
as well backstage. I'm assuming here, win or lose, we are very proud of you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna be the first Emirati to fight in the UFC in the history of the UAE, and this kind of stuff is it subconsciously it puts pressure on the fighter, especially if you tell him win or lose. Like no, you need to encourage
But
the
he
person.
really-
you need to push him
He
to win.
really
You know,
wanted to win. I talked to him after the
course.
fight. He said, "I really
Who
want
wants to lose? Nobody wants to
but,
lose.
But I said, "There's a silver." Like my speech to him was, "There's a silver lining in this. You are the first person in Bellator. They were the first person in UFC from the UAE. Be proud of that." He did not get knocked out. He lost by decision. Because I understand you want to win by a knockout or submission. Then you want to win by points. Then you want to win by split decision. Then you want to win by, I don't know, disqualification. Then you want to at least draw. Then you want to lose by decision, by split decision. Then by decision. Then, you know, if submission is better than knocked out, TKO is then worse. So, you know, there are stages. And he was somewhere that he should be proud of himself. He could have won that fight. He didn't win the fight. It doesn't diminish any of the accomplishment that he reached the UFC.
no, I'm sure he's gonna do much better next time. Huh? Now that it's done, it's out of the way. All the big lights and the big cameras and all that is done. I'm sure he's gonna come back stronger, inshallah.
Yeah. What do you feel about the next UFC coming now?
Well,
Without Jones,
without Jones. Okay, well, you have Espinal versus the Russian guy. Right now it's actually
It wouldn't be for the belt, right?
it is for the
It is for the belt.
I
interim?
think the interim,
Interim.
right?
Yeah, but that's
right?
not in a fight. Is that classed as a belt for? I mean, like to them.
There are a lot of people like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Tony Ferguson are proud of their interim light heavyweight belt. Why
It seems
not?
like there's a curse with it. Nobody that wins the interim belt goes on to win the actual belt and stays champion, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. I said to the UFC like about 5-6 months ago. I told them, why don't you make it silver? Have the same belt, but make it silver, so it'll be like different. The interim stuff, and
Like the BMF belt.
Yeah, but say like to give credit to Dana White, who I ended up having a good conversation with over the weekend. He didn't answer. Nobody answered.
Not even in the
True, I mean,
conversation.
Hello,
nobody even
darkness,
acknowledged
my old friend.
But it's a good idea, right? It's a good idea to have like a silver. No, anyone?
Why not?
Yeah, I like the Mexican belt. I think that was pretty dope.
I hate green belts.
No, it was pink, purple. It was like so many different colors.
I didn't.
You didn't like
found
it?
Too many colors.
Yeah, I
It was
didn't like
too
it
much.
Yeah, you ever seen a Mexican shirt
We need
before?
UAE
It's the same thing, bro. It's
UAE
like-
belt.
yeah. What do you feel like we need to cover that we missed out on?
Who today?
We covered everything.
No, I think
Happened
we
that
talked about
way.
everything. We talked all about. I'll tell you, the outside, the fan zone was really nice. I thought Abu Dhabi had really carried itself really well during this. Like the fact that we added ADXC. Now, so we have UAE Warriors, ADXC. We have the main event. We had the press conferences, the weights, the ceremonial weight, the weight. The weighing of the fighters. Everything I thought was really good.
It was a big fight
Big fight.
festival, wasn't it? I'm really impressed with the crowd in the UAE. I'm really impressed and really proud. Man, the arena was packed from the beginning. Like from the first fight.
It wasn't like people were coming up towards the end for the main fights and stuff.
Let them fight. Let them fight. When they start saying "let them fight," the whole place. Two things: when the main event entered, but when Muhammad Yahya entered, but when the Johnny Walker thing happened, and everyone's saying with Ankalaev like "let them fight, let them fight," and you're recording the whole thing. The fight with Paul Costa that happened in the crowd, and they throwing out someone. It was really. I like that. That vibe.
Yeah. We almost killed Paulo Costa's coach, being Chris Fade, at ADXC. Bro, it was hilarious, bro.
What happened?
So he goes, is that Doha? I was like, yeah. He took one hit of the Doha and almost died, bro. It was hilarious. He had to sit down and everything. We had to drink water and shit. It was the best. It was so funny, bro. UAE JJF. JJF, yeah.
What?
UAE JJF.
Okay, what about it?
The event that's happening next week.
Yeah, you mean World Pro?
Yeah.
No, it's the 14th, isn't it?
It's
10th.
No, first
First
to the
to the
10th.
The Worlds.
Monday it starts.
Worlds, yeah.
What's the date on the Worlds? It's good to know.
That you're fighting in?
No.
Yeah,
No,
first to the
Thursday.
10th. You fighting in
From first to the 10th.
Oh, okay.
World Pro.
it? So you like Volkanovski? I'm gonna have 10 days notice to come in for your fight.
No, I'm not fighting.
Yeah.
I just the rumors.
Well, look. At the end of the day, I don't know if you want to announce that he is going to be coaching at your place, and at the same time, he's going to coach you for the for the fight next week. Let's talk about the event. What do you think about that?
Chris Fade.
Yeah, right.
So now imagine if I honestly walk in and I have those two gentlemen, and I do end up fighting.
Who? Him and Chris?
No, him and Anas.
Oh, okay.
But you start
him
on
up
the
and
fifth,
Slap him, bro.
because the first few days juniors.
Yeah, what do you think about the
Twister.
the event?
Give them the.
Looking forward to the event? Anything special in that event that you're looking forward to?
It's the biggest jiu-jitsu event.
I mean, say it with your chest, man.
Keep your eyes on one fighter, brown belt, heavyweight,
Puya.
Puya.
Oh, scared.
Puya from Iran.
Scared me. I thought you said masterful. Which division is he in? Oh, okay. Not that I'm
Puya
fighting,
is
but
A beast.
Yeah?
He's
He trains at
my
Knox?
teammate. He's my friend as well. He's a beast, absolute beast. He just fought recently in Russia. Was it ACA or ACA? ACA. And he smashed two of his opponents. And honestly, I'm expecting big things for this guy, inshallah.
You going to the event?
Pardon? In Russia?
Are you going to to this
Oh.
one?
Inshallah.
Yeah, nice. See, you got this, T.
What was the question?
Are you going to go to the event?
Yes.
Yes. Anything you're looking forward to?
Watch it.
Master Brown Belt 84 kilos.
Yes, Master 4 Rio Al Taie. Mr. Rio.
Looking forward to fighting in the
Al Taie.
You guys just rumors. I'm not gonna fight.
Why are you gonna fight?
Fighting days are over.
Why?
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Bro, look, there's
That's
like
wrong. As Keanu Reeves said,
Yeah.
you gotta be a fighter to love.
Yeah.
Because how
You
the hell
gotta
can
be a
you love
fighter.
someone without fighting for them?
Oh.
No, seriously, you're gonna fight, right? Look, there's 3 people in your age group. One of them's probably gonna get corona before the end of the week anyway. So you have one fight. If you win it, you're champ, bro. Just go and do it, bro.
And even if you don't win it, you're gonna be on
Yeah,
the
you're
podium.
gonna be. Yeah.
Let's go. We're gonna celebrate.
Have you chosen the color of your gi? Is there a specific color you have to wear, or you can wear any color? Are you
What's
gonna go
gonna
for
be
the grey one?
inside when you
Are
open
you gonna
the
go for the
bag?
grey one that you won the interview that used to be black but now it's grey?
Actually, yes. You know, the colors that are allowed is white, blue, and black only. You know, there's certain patches. They have a little stick that they stick right. You see the link. Not that I know the rules or anything, but you know, I'm just checking on the rules.
You know, fight.
Unless you guys got anything
You
else, I can
fight.
see that this guy's bloody dying to eat, bro. He's sitting there, he's just going.
I was ordering
Taliban.
food.
Yeah, see, I knew it. I knew it. Anything else you guys want to say before we end the beautiful episode? Anything happening in the world that you want to talk about? Anyone want to get cancelled right now?
From the river
Last
to the
chance.
sea.
Watermelon.
One day.
Yeah, we're not going to get to that. It's going to be another like 45 minutes of the episode, right?
No, just remember this: what's right is right, even if nobody's doing it, and what's wrong is wrong, even if everybody's doing it.
On the
From
right
the
side of
river
history.
to the sea.
Yeah.
And
One
just
day.
take that as whatever you have. And there's always the Almighty that will be on the side of what's the right fucking. And that's it. Leave it at that.
My Instagram is not working.
Why is it not working?
No, it's all under one same umbrella. And let's keep it at that. Peace.
Guys, it's been another episode of Jibber Jabba. I'm not sure how much editing this one needs, but we're gonna give it a shot. Salim.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Thanks for the company of those two gentlemen, yourself. I always thought that we should always do something like this, and I would always like
But
to
on a
call
more
this
regular.
the Lion's Den, you know?
You know, needs to be done. Tarek's gonna eat the mic, so he's not gonna say bye. What about? Yeah,
One,
right?
two, 1, 2.
Yes.
What an amazing episode.
He's gonna slam him, guys.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting us. Thank you very much for
Thanks.
organizing this amazing episode. I've had great laughs, good fun, great topics, and always nice chatting with you guys and catching up.
Yeah, you know I'm not paying you, right? Like,
Thanks
it's a
for
very nice
being
thing to
formal.
say, like,
Yes, you're so
Yeah.
nice.
I thought you were inviting us for food now.
boom.